going up, we going crazy, going bonkers. Produced by Ziggy, Zay Ticky, believe that.
It ain't peaches, it'll deceive you, boy, believe me. What you know about a jungle made with nothing but semen. No creepy crawlers, just heathens that prey on your weakness. Smell the slightest hint of fear, and the stainless you'll eat it. Gang bangers that grit your test on their face like Weezy. Pulling up by the ounce, walking around looking sleepy. I'm from a town, no integrity, a broken city, disrupted. I know niggas were real hook now, turning into suckers. When it comes to murder, it's nothing. Rallos get pulled over scuffles. Bumpy road around this motherfucker, your life means nothing. It ain't peaches. Niggas walking around with no feelings, with a chip on their shoulder, saying the world don't feel it. Trying to earn them some millions so they can split with they niggas. I know cats that died broke because they lost all ambition. When it comes out to get
Welcome back to another edition of More to Live For. Got a special one for you today. Growing up north of the river, got a special guest with me. Who's actually an entrepreneur of her own as well. She's gonna tell us about her lifestyle, she grew up, and what it is that she does now. So, with all due respect, ma'am, the floor is yours. How you doing?
Doing fine. My name is Onna Carr. I run a cake business. I got 5 rambunctious, sweet kids. What else do you want me to say? Ain't this a run through? And why are you recording? Why are we live?
We ain't live. It's just recording.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's just me and my kids, single mother, working hard on the grind all day, every day, 24/7. Because people never tell me, they never told me that once you start your own business, you don't clock out. It's 24/7. And taking orders, making orders, some way, shape, or form, you on the clock. That's me, that's my life, and I love it.
I heard that. Definitely much respect. So before we, start talking about, your business, can you talk about how you grew up, your experiences, growing up north of the river? I'm really trying to, shine the light, on the whole north of the river, not just, certain areas. So I'm trying to capture, everyone's experience.
Well, I grew up in Greenville, North Carolina. I was born at, it's Vidant now, but I was born at Pitt Memorial. My early stages in life, like I remember pre-K, I I went, it was across the river, but my pre-K years, I went across the river depends on what side of the river you're on. I went to Third Street School, Third Street Pre-K, but I stayed on the other side in Colonial Trailer Park, my roots, baby. And until there was a fire, and then we moved. But I started on that side. I went to Belvoir Elementary. I'm a country girl, true at heart.
Right.
You can't beat having that peace, tranquility, crickets, frogs croaking in the yard. But I don't like frogs. Can't get me. Don't do the wildlife. But I love being in the country. That everybody that you play with, you growing up with, y'all all gonna be together throughout the years. Cause you can't move to the country and then to say, I want to go to the city. No, you love it out there. You don't want to change over to that. So everybody who's been in the country, they stay in the country because they love the country. That's where it's supposed to be. But I grew up out there and we moved around a lot and I did stay in the city limits so for a little while. I mean I had all of that experience from city and country, but at the end of the day, I want to be in the outskirts. And it was just better for me. I mean, even since I grew up and Lived that lived all I could over in Greenville. I left and went to Kingston, and guess what? I mean, still in the country, on the other side of the river again.
Right.
I just love it.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. We all got, good memories of, growing up north of the river, just being in that area, we all got so many memories. And I think, we definitely, a special cut of people, when it comes to Eastern North Carolina and, Greenville and Pitt County in particular. So once again, that's why I'm trying to shine the light on, the whole region. So so could you tell me and my viewers, any your experiences in middle school or high school that your good memories that you have?
Well, middle school, even though I was technically in the city limits, I grew up in that Meadowbrook area. Um, from like fourth grade until ninth grade, I was in Meadowbrook. So I was there during Hurricane Floyd, the when everything just like when the world shut down. Well, for here in Eastern North Carolina, well, like it was like everything shut down for us. We lost everything. When I say the waters was up to the ceiling in my house, nothing survived but my mama dog. That dog was a trooper. It survived being kidnapped, the flood, everything. That dog still came back. But we lost everything. Pictures, mementos from ninth grade down to kindergarten. Everything that I had that meant momentum to me, it was nothing. There was nothing left. We lost everything. I remember we stayed in our house as long as we could. When we left our home, the waters was up to our knees. And we
Wow.
just packed up and we left. And that's when we ended up in the city limits for a little while. And we went right back to the other side of the river
Right.
when we could. My mom she bought a trailer on Over the Road. And that's where I ended up going back to North Pitt. Well, that was my first time going. I ended up going to North Pitt, met my baby daddy, became a teen mother, still excelled in school and everything. I was very smart. I'm still very smart,
Right.
and I did the best that I could. And by the age of 16, I was a mother, so I had new life experiences. So most of the people that I'm in the that I should have been in the graduating class with, I'm not with because I took a year off. We're gonna say I took a year abroad, and I focused on being a mom and getting my son together, getting my life together. But I went back and I finished, and I can't say that there were too many people pushing me to go back. Everybody was hoping, well, it seemed like they were hoping for me to fail or being that I was going to be a part of the system or being a statistic. And that fueled me to be something so much more. Like just to prove them wrong made me be
Exactly.
so much more. And I went back and I graduated and and I had a very successful life ever since. I mean, it ain't without its bumps and bruises, but I'm still okay. I feel like I made it to a point in my life where I I survived, and and not only that, that little baby I had also doing excellent. He's I did good all on my own.
Oh yeah. Not to cut you off, but something I definitely, want to take the time, to acknowledge the fact that, you said that you became a teen mom, while you were at, in high school at North Pitt. Shout out to you and, every, other female, that we came across in high school that we encountered that, became a teen mom. Because I definitely remember, it being a stigma, not only other students, but, staff, teachers, kind of, looking at y'all a certain way. I definitely remember that. And to see that not only have, succeeded in life and, succeeded as a mother, but to see, you know, your kid, your oldest in particular, to see him and, to know that this, was a child that you had in high school, and to see him, to succeed in life and to see you do the same. And I really do think that, every female that, we encountered in high school that became a teen mom has done the same thing. So shout out to you and every other teen mom, that went to North Pitt.
And on the same note, I have to credit North Pitt staff. The, the counselor there, she was like, I think you need to tell your mom because I was throwing up the pizza every day. I don't know why I kept eating it, but I was throwing up the pizza every day. She was like, "You got something you want to tell somebody?" I was like, She said, "Come on now, stop lying."
Right.
But the counselor encouraged me to talk to my mom. She built that bridge that I didn't feel like was there. The counselor at North Pitt at that time, I cannot remember her name, but she was there for me and she helped me and she was there like from her, the principles, everything from the mood swings I had, the fits and rages with my baby daddy. They still supported me and they were there for me. Just school people, like the people at the school, like the staff was so supportive and they encouraged me even while I was pregnant and everything. Like they were really there for me, and I appreciate them for that because they kept me going. They're part of the reason I came back because I knew that they would see. I done sat in class with my baby. My baby didn't went to class with me. Like North Pitt was really that for me, and I know I couldn't have done it, and I'm pretty sure I couldn't have done those types of things at other schools. But North Pitt was really a foundation that really they really helped me, and they were there for me, and I appreciate that. And you can't tell me nothing about my alma mater because I love North Pitt to the death of me.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I wasn't, really trying to, talk down, on the school. Definitely wasn't trying to talk down on the school, but just I was just kind of, trying to explain the situation and
I
kind
get
of
that because there are a lot of teen moms. Everybody just she ain't gonna be none. They ain't gonna do nothing. But I
right,
was just bringing enlightenment to the fact that North Pitt was very supportive towards me, and they were so supportive of me and my situation, and they didn't make me feel any different until I wore a little ass skirt to school. Man, bleep that out. You can't wear that. You can't wear that.
right.
But they were
Definitely,
so good. They were so good to me, and I appreciate North Pitt for what they were. And they were, they were. I don't think I could have done that anywhere else. Even though they probably should throw me out a few times because you know me, you were there. I was a fighter.
yeah,
They could have turned their back on me at any moment. We're just gonna get rid of them. And I mean that worked well under different administration. I know when I first got to North Pitt. They did not want to see me and my brothers there. My mom had to actually threaten Mr. Rouse with calling the news station because he was trying to kick us out because, well, both of my brothers are staying. The twins were bad, but he had threatened to throw all of us out, and I was in class doing what I was supposed to have done. So why you gonna throw all three of us out?
right,
But I mean, it depends on the person that's in the that's in the position of power. And but after he was gone, everything was smooth sailing out there with me.
so you kind of mentioned your family and kind of mentioned your brothers. I definitely want to take time to acknowledge everything that happened, and kind of send my support and my sympathy from my family to yours. And if that's something that you want to share with me and my viewers, or just have this opportunity to have a platform to vent and and to talk about this, because I think that this the process is needed and is healthy if you can have a place and to express these feelings.
So I got to fight back the tears a little bit. My mom had 5 kids. My grandmother, she raised 2 of them. My mom raised her other three, the younger three, which was my twin brothers and me. So I was raised with my twin brothers. It was always the three of us, and I was one of the boys. Brian was not the baby, but he was the baby. Because being they were twins, they were premature. So Brian was always sickly out of the kids. And so my mom gave him special, she gave him attention that he needed. Of
Right.
course, me and my other brother Ryan, we didn't need as much attention because that was the case. And as a child, I didn't understand that. I didn't comprehend why is she ignoring me. I get good grades. I'm a good kid. I clean up. I do everything that I'm supposed to do. So I just really feel like my mama didn't like me at all. But I didn't understand until I had my own kids. She didn't give me that attention because I didn't need her that much. And now I appreciate everything that she did and how she was towards me because it created it created independence in me that I don't need no. I know how to handle things and do things on my own. I have good problem solving skills, but my brother needed her more than the rest of us because, of course, they were premature. They didn't have the brain development that everyone else had and everything. So when it came to my brother's passing, which was very tragic, I was delivering a cake to another one of our Northfield alumni. My people, they so loyal to me. I delivered a cake and we were on my way to my grandmother's twin sister funeral. And my mom had went and my brother, he was he was gone. He had burnt up in her barn and I'm the way that the fire was, there's no way in anybody's shape, form, and fashion that somebody should not have called 911. My mom should not have been coming from her, her aunt's funeral to call the police, the fire department, everything. My mother should not have found her son's dead body, corpse, bones. He was only identifiable because everybody know my brother had fake teeth. Cause funny story, we were little and my brother was riding a bike in the rain and he hit the concrete. The apartment that we stayed downstairs. My aunt stayed upstairs. My aunt had a car, we didn't. My brother went past our apartment upstairs to my aunt because he knew he had to go to the hospital. He had knocked all his teeth out up front. And he went upstairs to my aunt's house because he needed a ride and he knew my mama didn't have one. But he had a metal brace in the front of his mouth from, I want to say, first or second grade on up to he was grown. That metal brace is how my mom was able to identify my brother's body. But what gets me is that neighborhood that my brother loved so much. Those people that my brother loved so much, they know what happened to him. They know who killed him. And I do too. But I'm waiting on God to see what he got to do and what he got to say about this. Because, in most times with a fire, all evidence is burned. But when you know that family and what they do, that's how they handle their business. But I'm gonna wait on God because that's how I handle my business. Because I was raised in the church. My grandfather was a pastor. His church right down the street from North Pit.
Right.
So I'm gonna wait on God because He ain't never failed me yet.
Exactly. Exactly. So, once again, thank you for sharing. I really didn't. I really wasn't expecting you to go into that. Great
I'm
of
gonna
a
go
detail.
straight into detail.
Exactly. But definitely thank you for sharing that. And you know, once again, I definitely send my condolences to you and your family. You know, the events, involving that. That's really. Um, None of my business, but I can definitely say that I'm supporting you and your family and getting to the bottom of it. And I really didn't know all the events until just now. I really just knew, X, Y, and Z as reported and so forth. Once again, thank you for sharing that. And that's, one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to be able to, get you on this platform and, to tell how you grew up and, some of the things that you went through, in adulthood. So, I definitely think that you're doing the grieving part, like you said, you letting God handle it. And I think that's, he's the best planner. So everything that you've been doing thus far, has been working. So, once again, thank you for sharing, and I send my condolences to you and your family.
I
Uh,
do appreciate that.
no problem, no problem, no doubt about it. If we could shift gears a little bit, I kind of wanted, to take the time to acknowledge some of these amazing cakes that you make, and I kind of just wanted to know the inspiration behind some of these.
Oh yes, it's a good case. Hold up. Look, I'm worried. I know it's a lot of pictures up there now. Hold on, don't pull up that one that's triple X.
Oh, nah, I saw that one. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. They gonna find that on your.
All they gotta do is go look for it, baby. I got you.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So I want to take the time, to talk about that. So, what was the original motivation behind, starting this business, or was this something that you always, enjoyed doing as a child, baking and things like that?
Actually, we going right back to North Pit with this one.
Right,
I did it for my senior project, and I was just trying to do something to just skate by again. I s- and I was able to skate by. I mean, they can't like take my diploma back now or nothing. But I poured
right,
signatures and everything. I made up my mentor. I made up, I took pictures and all. I did everything I was supposed to. I just faked it a little bit, and I learned how to do cakes. What? Well, my sister taught me a little bit. The rest I learned from YouTube and just, baby, I'm fat. I like cake. Well, a little bit. I don't even eat sweets no more. I just do too much of it. But I started making cakes because I got kids and I live in a new city. I can't leave them with just any and everybody. So I had to figure out a way to make the income flow without
right.
me having to go. So I, you know, I started making cakes so I could take care of my kids, and it just flourished. It just became into a business. It just came into the EIN. It became the filing taxes. I just
Heard that.
kept going until it became something that was beneficial to me, and it was something that I could do where I didn't have to leave my children. I could still be the mother that I wanted to be, and not only that, it's just I have a disability, so I can't work a regular 9 to 5 like everybody else. I don't want to take the medications that's prescribed. 'Cause who wants to be that high all the time? I don't. So I had to do something that I could work with on my pace. And being that I do have certain limitations, and I wanted to do something that I could do and still make the type of money that I need to take care of these kids and make sure they can have a lifestyle that I never had. And I was able to do that. And that's where me doing cakes came from, and it just flourished. And it's I love to have a challenge. I love for somebody to come at me with something that like, how do you know what? We'll figure it out.
Right.
Let me Google something. And between Google and Pinterest and I just YouTube, I've been getting it done. I've been working it out. Bit by bit, I built up my business by piece by piece. Now I need an extra place for my business. And I'm getting there. I'm working on it right now. I'm working on it. That place for my business and that place for my home is gonna be separate. I'm gonna figure it out.
I heard that definitely, man. Likewise, same thing I'm doing here. So I definitely think, you got to start from somewhere. But I definitely think you're, definitely closer to, reaching your goal than I am. Because just looking at, some of these, cakes and cupcakes and things, man, things definitely look, like they came out of bakery somewhere. So definitely keep doing what you're doing, and the fact that, you can incorporate, your children into helping you. I definitely think, that's a plus.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a
don't
lot.
nobody sleep for free up in here.
So,
We all
and
gotta work.
it's all about, creating, at this age in our lives, man, it's all about creating generational wealth. And it's definitely something that, you can get a patent on and, pass down to your kids. And, they're going to be with you building the foundation up anyway. So, if you want to, could you tell us about the cake page that you have, and, where, my viewers and my subscribers can reach you at?
Well, I have Slay Cakes. That is my page on Facebook. I'm gonna be honest. I don't post like I should because most of the time I'm trying to get the cakes out the door to the customer at the best quality that I can, fresh as ever. Um, you can message me there. It'll come straight to my phone. I'm gonna get away. It's the little one. It's the little
It's
one.
all good.
It's the
It's all
little one.
good. Mines just came in. That's
She's
all.
sitting over there knocking like I'm
That's
sorry.
what they do.
But um you can see pictures of my work, things that I have done. Um, but don't ever let anything that I post deter anybody from if you see a picture, oh, I want this cake. We can figure it out.
Right.
It might cost you, but we can figure it out. I'm waiting to do a castle. I'm really waiting to do a castle. So please, if you try to have that castle wedding cake, inbox me, call me, text me. You can find me in my job at UFC. Whatever. We got it. We gonna do it.
I heard that. So you're definitely creative, man. And like I said, these treats are like they came straight out of the bakery. So, once again, shout out to you and your business. And, like I said, it's all about creating generational wealth. And this is definitely something that, you build up from the ground. And, I'm ready to see you, take it to the highest level. And
Always.
I definitely think it's been a privilege to be able to, to be able to showcase this business that you have, and I definitely think it can be well. It is inspirational to others, male, female, no matter what background they come
You
from.
sitting there
Because I
straight
definitely
me
think
some.
everybody loves treats. So
Yes, indeed. Especially my treats. Because baby, they taste like butter.
I heard that's what's up. So before we get up out of here, is there anybody that you want to shout out?
Ooh, shout out my girl Fee. She's been very supportive to me. And she having a birthday party next week. Come see us. Yes, I promote parties.
Or,
This single mama does it all. Parties, parties, whatever you got, I do it. Bill balloon towels and everything. But girl fee having a party next week. Come see us. Say Club Climax 258, whatever y'all want to call it, but it's the same location. They got a new name, brand opening. Come see us. Um, my mom for being how she was and who she is, even though every time I didn't appreciate it. My sister for being my prayer warrior because you need somebody in that closet for you. That's it.
I heard that definitely, definitely.
That's it.
Like I said, this has been a it's been an honor, been a pleasure, man. Like I said, I definitely think that you shared insight to the grieving process, and I definitely think that alone is helpful to so many different people, and it's good to in my own special way, it's good to be able to check in on people. You know what I mean?
Always.
That's what a major part of this YouTube channel is about, and these different segments that I'm creating. I'm definitely in my own special way checking in on people, and shining the light on how we all grew up and the accomplishments that we have, and the journey that we all took, because we all may come from a similar place or the same place, but everybody's journey different. So that's what this is about, shining the light on our culture. So um,
Everything.
if that's cool with you, I think this has been a super dope interview. So I think I'm gonna wrap things up right here. There's been another edition of More to Live for, growing up north of the river. Tell me how y'all like it. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so every time I drop a video, you'll get that notification. A lot of people ask me why they haven't seen this video and that video. You gotta hit that notification bell, and when I drop them, you'll get that notification. Simple as that. Why settle for less? Well, my last name's More. Peace and blessings to all. Thanks for watching.